So, got some information yesterday. Thought I found rather interesting. 751-1041. Let me get you back up to speed, though, on the circumstances, right? To make some of what is believed to be the needed upgrades at Tucson City Hall, it will cost in excess of $100,000. First-time expense. I got some details yesterday that it's going to cost a little bit more than that. A little tiny bit. Then there's the cost of staffing. So it will be much higher in the long run. A little tiny bit. But actually, you know what? I need to add that 100,000 to the number that I have here. So let me do that real quick before I... let's see. The cost estimate was made by a working group which has been assessing needed security upgrades for several months. So this is the security for the mayor and other council members. We still don't know exactly what the threats were that prompted this talk to come about where we needed security. We know that idiot Roy Warden had made some dumb comments at a city council meeting. That's pretty typical of him to do. Okay, there was this talk that Kozaczyk at one point had been threatened, but there was nothing that ever substantiated that. Okay, also being discussed is a potential bodyguard for Mayor Jonathan Rothschild. However, that was not a part of the working group's conversation or recommendation. The bodyguard for the mayor, I think, came from the police department's assessment of the risk. That, according to Ron Lewis, who was a member of the group and the city's operation manager. The group presented a list of potential recommendations to the city manager's office 2 weeks ago. Lewis says the list went from extreme to next to nothing. We can lock everything down tight, screen everybody. We can let everybody in like we do today, or we can do something in between. It will be the police department's decision as to what gets done. Maybe. Part of the decision will be based on taxpayer concerns, and part of it will be about concerns of city workers. The police chief took a working copy of the recommendations to Phoenix last week, so it appears the deacons will come soon. As to whether the mayor gets a bodyguard, my feeling is that won't be the case, says Rothschild. Now, I'm hearing something different. I'm hearing that he will get a bodyguard. I'm actually hearing how much it'll cost and who's going to pay for it. What seems to be at the heart of the issue is easy access to City Hall. A police officer, they say, was called to the mayor's office following a recent press conference to remove someone who was causing a problem, but no other details were available. So, I got some information yesterday that you might find a little bit interesting. From what I'm being told, for the mayor's security detail, over the course of a year, 11 officers total to be assigned to work the detail, random times, right? It's all supposed to come out of TPD's budget to the tune of $750,000 a year. So when you add in the $100,000 if they go and do the other security, I mean, you're looking at, close to $900,000 a year for security. I have an idea. Can we just arm the mayor? Can we just get him his own gun? Concealed weapons carry? Can we do that? $750,000 a year if the mayor gets a security detail for threats that we still don't know. Now, look, I understand the need, if necessary, for elected officials to have some type of security if there's a genuine threat. But one cannot sit back without questioning whether or not we should be paying $750,000 a year, 11 officers, when we haven't had that security before. We can't afford it, and why it would come directly out of TPD's budget. So just take this one, okay, for just a moment, file it away, hang on to it, because that's what I'm going to do. Because when and if the details emerge that Mayor Jonathan Rothschild has security, at least we now have a bit of an idea of just how much it's going to end up costing the taxpayer or TPD and 11 officers. $750,000 out of TPD's budget. So just hang on to it. File it away. It's out there now. And again, we still don't even know what potentially those threats even were. We haven't been told. 751-1041. Switching gears, but keeping on the topic of guns, we had the